We live. Campaign trailing. Saturday night. Making myself available for calls and guests. Recapping on the capping. There's a StreamYard link. Man. Wait for these notifications. Wait for these notifications to go out. Peace and blessings. Brother Cam. Saturday Night Live. Campaign trailing. Baby E. First on the blocks. First on the show. Baby E. Educational content. Hopefully entertaining. Hopefully it's entertaining, not just a chore. Invent one. What up? Salute. We here Saturday night. We here. I'm hoping some of the people that was disagreeing and disputing with me will accept my challenge /dare/invite to hop on here with me. But I never will hold my breath. Never will hold my breath, because you already know how that go. Cuts by KD. Salute. Walaikum salam. We here. We in here. Saturday Night Living and thriving. Yeah, like I said, we just making ourselves available. Trying to see who want to tap in and run some fades with old Eddie Kane, Brother Cam, Arturo. Peace, Arturo say, how about forming a super group? Rakim, Cam, and Paris. Man, that'd be different. That would definitely be different. Baby E, like that hat. Yeah, this is somebody else's hat. Yeah, this is somebody that I've been pushing, I guess. I forgot, but I know I told him I would promote it. So I don't know exactly where to find it. I'm pretty sure you can find it online, probably Facebook or Instagram, Stay Busy Apparel, or on the website. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm telling you, I get on here, and try to share whatever quality content I can, but I'm really trying to show and prove that I help support business. If you support me by paying attention to me, then I want to support you by helping you make business. So if any of y'all got any online business or whatever kind of business that I can support, I use my platform and my little influence to support your business. So feel free. You don't have to agree with me. We can disagree on everything, but I'm going to agree to help you, circulate some dollars or send some dollars your way. If you're here with me, if you're here paying attention to me, then let me help that pay you. It's free now, you know what I'm saying? As time go on, I might be charging for sponsorship or to promote, y'all business or y'all gear or whatever. So take advantage of it while you can. El Malik, Shabazz, salute. Yeah, like I said, though, people in the comments, man, I don't even be planning to go live. I don't even be planning to get on here on the weekend, but on the weekend I'll be giving me time to read and listen to some past episodes and read the comments. And of course, I'll be so much challenging. I'll be saying, like, none of these people show up during the actual live. So then I get in the comments and dare them to hop on live and tell them I'm going on live tonight at this time. And of course, they all be acting like they're going to show up, but they don't ever show up. I just like to do that as entertainment. The Mad Black Man, salute, Brother Cam. How are you? Familiar with Brother Leo Muhammad from the UK? Yes, I'm familiar with it. He speaks at the Speaker's Corner out there, and he is a powerful speaker for the NOI. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yep, I'm familiar with him, and Forgot my brother name because he just got his holy name. But yeah, I never met him, but I'm familiar with him. Yeah. Chris Anderson, salute. King Z, walaikum salam. Have you read Closing the Gap? Yeah, I got it laying over here somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Closing the Gap is one of the strongest hadiths, real hadiths of the Messiah in existence. But yeah, we don't have to talk about that. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. It don't have to be God or spiritual, whatever based, even though everything is. But we can talk about some current events. Talk about some foosball, some Lil Wayne or Jay-Z foosball performances. What was that? The Waterboy foosball. Yeah. Closing the Gap is super, super deep. If you're into that type of thing. But yeah, other than that, relationships, I'm here to talk about anything. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, but I sure would prefer somebody that disagrees with me. Some of these disputers that be in my comments, but I can never get them to show up. Let me see. Well, what else can we talk about that's of some value in the meantime? I don't really want to talk about the political thing, but I am seeing a whole lot of reports about Kamala Harris, and how she apparently fumbled or stumbled or did a terrible first interview after the debate. So I don't know. Big Yancey. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Man. Well, you can tap back in, though. I guess you fell off. But yeah, she's saying the same talking points that she was saying on the debate, not answering no questions. This is what they complaining. They real dissatisfied. See Allah, peace to you, and love you too. Love you too, God, bro. The master, the messenger, and the minister in me. Could it be that I'm next in line to teach the people and help them find the path to God with a beat and a rhyme and resurrect the deaf, dumb, and blind? Yeah. Yeah, you speaking my language. Speaking my language. So we are next in line. It's not one individual. It's all of us now combined. We the body. We the body of Christ. So it's not, no individual now that's gonna get it done. It's all of us united. And God joins on to us, especially when we have reached 10,000. When there's 10,000 dedicated, fearless students and disciples, then the Most High Supreme Being God joins on with us as one. And we're just about there. We're just about there. But yeah, that's good news. Like I said, I don't want to preach to y'all if y'all don't want to hear about it. But that's what I'm on. That's what my whole movement, cause, motion, press, bang, everything is always about that. But I don't want y'all to be feeling like every time you hear me preaching whatever this God business or this Muslim stuff. So, I'll be just trying to be a quality content companionship without saying Allah or Muslim or Islam or Elijah or this and that. I'd rather just try to actually speak the principles and the concepts and prove how they apply and how we able to be successful in life, improving our condition and our people's condition without even having to mention all the names and titles. Keith Yancey, my mistake, accidentally hitting the live, but no, it's all good. It's all good. Walaikum salam. No problemo. But if y'all got something y'all want me to talk about, you know, don't hesitate. Feel free. You can type it in the chat. You don't have to hop on the live. Usually, once I get to going, you know, answering or addressing some of y'all's comments, somebody that gets triggered, well, you know, they'll get on and make it interesting and entertaining. But the post I put up earlier, I chopped a little clip of it, had to do with us being the chosen people, and I had the little UFO little thumbnail, and you know, I try to kind of go into more detail about exactly who we are and why we're special and why we're different and why we're the chosen people, why we are called the despised and the rejected, you know, the bottom rail, the tail, and all that, how we fulfill that, why nobody else wanted us, why no other Black people want to come and help us, or you know, everybody wants to exploit us and leech off of us, take advantage of our ignorance. So God came and stood us up, and it's a nightmare for all of the people that did that to us. King Z, what do you think about the BRICS? Will it top the US dollar, you think? Well, yeah, the US dollar is destined to collapse any day, actually. But yeah, anything is gonna top the US dollar. But absolutely, the BRICS, the currency, because they already done ditched the petrodollar, US dollar. So our people, or the people here that control information, that control the media, you know, the people that Candace Owens has been exposing lately, the people that Minister Farrakhan been exposing and been battling since the mid 80s, early 80s. They're never going to tell you that the US dollar is collapsing. They're never going to tell you. They're going to tell you that the economy is booming and improving, and they're going to push their candidates to continue to lie to you and deceive you and make you think and hope, you know, and believe that there's future in America and in the US dollar and all that. It's all deception. These are the arch deceivers. There is no future in the US dollar whatsoever. Anybody that has their faith in the US dollar, if you banking on a 401k or a pension or whatever you got, that you know that you believe you got a lot of US dollars stacked up or saved up, you're gonna be the biggest loser. If you don't hurry up and convert them dollars into land, either land or gold and silver, either land, trade them US dollars in for land, get you some land wherever it is, whether it's here or somewhere else, and gold and silver. The US dollar is not going to be accepted nowhere. It's going to be 100% worthless. And you're getting warning right now. You're getting a warning right now. Anytime you hear me talk, I'm going to try to give warnings, divine warnings, and not just waste time just keeping you company and telling you something that you want to hear. Most of the times it's going to be stuff you don't want to hear. So I'm not the typical entertainer. I'm not the kind of person that's going to entertain you and tell you what you want to hear, unless what you want to hear is raw, uncut truth. But if you got any US dollars, you had better hurry up and convert them into something else. You better convert them into gold and silver or some other currency. Not even crypto, not crypto. I'm talking about something tangible. Gold and silver or land. Gold and silver or land. If you got US dollars, hurry up and get rid of them. Convert them or trade them for gold and silver or buy land. Period. Baby E, I've been telling people these politicians ain't gonna make your life no better. Only one can make your life better is you. Absolutely. Key Yancey, we are the divine center of attention started by Master Father Muhammad. Yeah, we are the future from the fall of the Western European. Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, people that don't like that, whether it's our own black people from other places or other people, they don't want to hear that. Just like they didn't want to hear the supreme wisdom question and answer. Who is the original man? Who is the original man? They don't want to hear the original man waking up to the knowledge of himself. So if the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet, father of civilization, father of all the races, then they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that you waking up to that you coming back to the knowledge of yourself and in your seniority and your rank and your authority and your ownership. They don't want to hear that. That's not gospel to them. That's only gospel to us. It's only good news to us. It's not good news to nobody else. So they're gonna fight you. That they're gonna unite us waking up and starting to speak our natural rank and our natural identity is going to unite everybody against us. But that's cool because God is with us. God is with us and God is in us and God is us. So it's gonna have to be a showdown to prove it. If y'all God didn't prove it, okay, well, make your move, make a certain kind of move, and it'll get proved real quick, just as quick as you make that move. You'll see the results. Cuts by KD, and you better learn how to grow some food on that land. Yep, farming is the engine of life. Yeah, that's where food come from. Food don't come from the grocery store. Food don't come from the grocery store or the restaurant or the fast food spot. That's not where food comes from. Food comes from the land. So we used to be the masters of it, right? We was the number one farmers. That's what we did as slaves. That's what we did even before we were slaves. We was the master husbandmen, agricultural scientists. We was the number one masters and teachers of it. But through this thing that they call slavery, which wasn't slavery, it was actually torment and affliction and bondage. That's not slavery. Slavery is something else. The thing that they did to us was way beyond slavery. So that made us triggered and traumatized when it came to doing farming work or animal husbandry or agricultural work, because we was forced to do that violently for 4 centuries with no compensation, with our families and little girls and mothers and aunties and daughters being violated. So we associate that labor now as hell, you know what I'm saying, in our DNA. So we have to be able to separate the Satan part from the valuable part. So that's what we learning how to do now. We have to relearn the value of the thing that we was traumatized in. Jamila, walaikum salam. Good to see you. Good to see you. Daryl Jackson, you get you some Navy beans. Navy beans cannot be genetically modified, allegedly. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't jump out there and say that, right? So I heard exactly. I wouldn't jump out there and say that. But Navy beans are the best pound for pound food that the human being can eat, especially under these war conditions. It's the most cheap and efficient and powerful protein and detoxing and protective against radiation and all kind of stuff. So the small white bean or the navy bean. That's why the Muslims be always on bean pie and bean soup and bean this and bean that. Yeah, Black Mud Stone. Peace, Ohio in there. Ohio is in this here thing. Salute, Black Mud, Ohio. El Malik Shabazz is medicine. Yeah, all food is medicine. All healthy, natural food fruits and vegetables and herbs as medicine. Our food is our medicine. It's the Satans, it's the ones that came and the skunk of the planet that urinated and contaminated everything and got rid of naturopathic and homeopathic and holistic treatments of illnesses or ailments, and they replaced that with pharmaceuticals, which don't cure nothing, according to them. Don't cure nothing. So we're not interested in that. We're interested in the cures that only come from nature. But since they can't patent nature, they can't put a copyright, on nothing in nature, then they try to mimic nature and then outlaw and make the natural things go extinct. And then take the properties of the natural things and put them in a pill form, or put them in a liquid form, or put them in a syringe form or something like that, and capitalize, robbing us of the natural potent version and putting some synthetic stepped on medicine version, forcing that on us. So it's Satan's. That's why God came and give us the dietary law and taught us that we have to fast and pray, that we live, that we stay healthy enough to live to see and help the gods push these devils into hell in a very near future. Help them, help the gods to push these Satans into the hell that they so well deserve, in the lake of fire, which ultimately is going to be physically manifested as the United States of America burning for hundreds of years, the whole atmosphere. But that's another story. The open enemy is not in peace. The open enemy is not in peace. He is showing you his rejection of divine law. His civilization is the disease called hell that causes mental death or physical death. Yep. Absolutely. And what information is better than that? As much as I'd be wishing we had something better to talk about, but it ain't nothing better to talk about. If we had war, it's like if we was in, God forbid, if we was in Gaza, if we was in Palestine and we was Palestinians, this is what we would have to talk about every day. We wouldn't have the luxury of talking about some Super Bowl or some voting campaign or some rap twerk, thought, whatever, TV shows. And no, we would be every day talking about warfare and talking about how we're going to survive through the day and what new information do we need to spread among each other regarding these enemies. It'll be all warfare. But some of us already know that's what it is. Some of us, like myself, already know is what it is. We don't waste time acting like every day and every moment shouldn't be constantly taking our wartime precautions and delivering wartime information every day. TYIOGD TV. Salute. Alaikum salam. So yeah, we ain't trying to be grim and depressing and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We still be cheerful. We still do what we do. But if we gonna get on public airways, then we duty bound to share beneficial warfare information. Or Arturo, did you watch the series that student minister Tony Muhammad did in response to Fred Price from back in the day? It's a great study guide. Oh yeah, we was there. Absolutely. Yep. But that's one thing about the Quran or the Bible or whatever is meant to, it's a reminder. It's a reminder. You don't just do it one time. You gotta constantly repeat it, constantly remind our people, because we'll go right back to sleep. We are hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people that's hard to lead in the right direction and easy to lead in the wrong direction. We'll go right back to sleep on you. We'll go right back to the vomit. We'll go right back to the mud and the dirt and the vices and the weaknesses that we was doing, that the righteous person just woke us up from or helped pull us out of. So we got to constantly be repeating the same message. And people be like, man, y'all still talking about the same thing? Yeah, because we still doing the same thing. So just because we talking about the same thing don't mean we doing it. It don't mean we suffering from it, but we see that our people still doing it and they still suffering from it. That's what, if you know anything about prophets and scriptures, that's why they had to be preaching for hundreds of years and decades of preaching the same message, because they people hear it one day and then go back to doing the same thing the next day. So we just know that we can't do, we can't be successful unless we make sure all of our people thoroughly got the knowledge, thoroughly got the information, and they just choose to reject it. Okay, cool. We can close up that ark, Noah. They chose not to get on it. They knew all about the ark. They knew why the ark was here. They chose not to get on it. So cool. We don't have to feel no kind of way about them. Keith Yancey, we have been at war since 1555 here. Yes, on this land. So war should be the strategy in all areas of activity. Let's work cheerfully in the cause of Allah, or the Most High, to have the victory. Yeah, we're gonna have a victory regardless. But yeah, cheerfulness is the spirit that we gotta have. You gotta be able to, laugh and party and joke. I'm talking about war party. You know what I'm saying? While we at war. Not taking nothing so grim and so depressing and all that. Even when you got casualties and you take losses, loss of life of loved ones, a loss of health, a loss of limbs, loss, what I'm saying? The afflictions that we suffering, because we suffering some afflictions. And that's what the books say. And they thought there would be no affliction, and they thought that they would just be left alone saying they believe and won't be tried and tested like those that passed away before them. They were shaken violently. You know what I'm saying? They was tested with loss of life, loss of fruits, loss of money, loss of health, all that. So did we think we gonna enter the garden while there's not yet befalling us the same that befell those that passed away before us? No, we're going to suffer the same thing. So that's going to prove, are we really believers? Or are we just with it when it's convenient, when things is going in our favor? But when it get hot and when it get painful and when it get bloody or messy or whatever, then we're going to act like this wasn't the real path. You know what I'm saying? You start talking doubt and suspicion and weak disbelief and hypocrite thoughts about the God that you just was claiming you believe in, until something happens. Oh man, if God was God shouldn't have let this happen to us. Oh, okay, well, thank you for your service. It's just like the space shuttle that goes up and got them 2 fuel tanks, on the side. This as far as you go? All right, you're gonna fall off. Cool. That space shuttle's still going though. So thank you, for your service, for being with the real ones this long and helping us to get, as far as we got. But I guess this is where you get off. This ain't where we stop, but this is where y'all stop. So that's cool. I watched the Palestinian gatherings before October 7th, and they had those holy struggle singers that come in and they sing about martyrs, struggle, and victories. Yeah. Yeah, you heard what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. He said exactly what some of their lyrics are when they sing. Take me to North America, take me to North America, and some other stuff I ain't gonna repeat. Black Symphony beets, navy beans, also known as small white beans. Haricot beans are the staple in the Western world, especially for those working in defense forces for meeting their daily nutritional requirements. Right. Yep. Defense forces use Navy beings. Yep. So it's wartime. Wartime doesn't mean depressing, grim reaper, sad, gloomy, none of that. Actually, warrior, energy is the most attractive energy. That's what women want. Women want a soldier. Remember that old Beyonce or Destiny Child song, I Want a Soldier? Don't all these women want a gang banger or a gang member or a rider and all that? Yeah, it's wartime. That's the only qualified quality men that exists is the soldiers and the warriors. If you're not a soldier and a warrior for a righteous cause bigger than yourself, then we have no value. Not to our people. You know what I'm saying? We can't be considered to be men. Um, Cam, still would love you to review the song, The Mist. Yeah, that just ain't a priority, but I'll get around to it. I get around to it. You know what I mean? To me, this is the priority. Anything that's kind of associated with entertainment, that I don't make that no priority to me. But the people watching that, Arturo, they can check out the Mystery Who's God by Rakim. So it ain't, I don't have to do it, but anybody that watches this, y'all should follow Arturo's suggestion and check that song out. Chris Anderson, stay alert. Wartime, absolutely. It's peacetime among us. We're finding a never before found peace among us, but it's wartime with the real enemy. They ain't giving us no time out. Okay, get them a timeout. Let them get themselves together. No, it's always war 24/7 with them. Lamanu, am I wrong for cracking a non such and such for calling me N-word? I would like to know your opinion. I don't give violence advice. I'm saying not publicly. I don't give violence advice publicly. And in the nation, we not taught like where you can call me any kind of word as long as you don't touch me. As long as you don't touch me or mine, I won't touch you or yours. So I personally wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it, but I can't tell you what to do. But we don't do that in the nation. We're not gonna physically get violent just because somebody said some word, unless the word is suggesting violence, like I'm about to such and such you, or something like that. If the word is an action word, like it's threatening, like you about to do some violence to me, then yeah, I'll do something. I might have to respond to protect myself or my people because I believe you're going to keep your word. I'm gonna take you at your word. But nah, just derogatory name calling, N word, hell nah. That's too emotional. That's not that's just talk. You know what I'm saying? Powerhouse, salute, no limit soldiers, right? Keith Yancey, God uses distress and affliction to force us to become scientists and warriors to conquer it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you dumb? Bliss are the peacemakers, or blessed are the peacemakers. I think you mean blessed. Blessed are the peacemakers. Because we're not in bliss. But yeah, it's Saturday. It's Saturday night. Saturday Night Live. This is the campaign trail. Like, subscribe, share, questions, comments. OG from Compton said I wasn't wrong. Hey man, it depends on who you believe in. Like I said, I told you mine. I don't, I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what OG from Compton got to do with anything, but you asked me. So if you want to go with OG from Compton, you want to, then go with OG from Compton. I told you what my answer was. Um, but yeah, there's no force, forcing nobody to agree with me or follow what I follow or understand what I understand or believe who or what I believe in. So it's just me sharing, what I understand, and what y'all do with it is y'all's business. What I do with it is my business. But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you want a second opinion, just like anything else, diagnosis from you don't like the diagnosis that this particular doctor gives you, then yeah, for sure. Find one that says what you like. Elmatic, salute. Mr. Goodwrench in the building. Alaikum salam. Trying to get it in. Powerhouse just watched your Why Are We the Chosen People of God video. Man, salute. That's kind of what we're talking about right now. Yeah. So, of course, that's great news for us, the despised and the rejected. That's gospel, but it's terrifying, terrible news that will be greatly rejected and disputed by people that aren't us. So, that is what it is. Key answer: whenever we come across a word or a saying we do not know, let's not stop until we get to its roots. Yep, till we clear that word. Yep. Joe Jackson, Cam, do you believe that this government will attempt to arrest Minister Farrakhan? Absolutely. They've been trying to wait him out and hope that he pass away. You know what I'm saying? But if it don't go down like that, yeah, they're absolutely gonna have to come get him. Or do you believe that they are hoping he passes away? Yeah, they've been. I guess I just answered that before I read the rest of it. But yeah, they're hoping that he passes away, and whichever way that it looks like, whichever way that he departs, if he departs because it looks like he passed away, or if he departs because they put their hands on him and arrest him, and then something happens there. It's in the book, without me going into too much detail. But yeah, they can't make no move until he gets moved out the way. Invent One, I remember a PE album you were on, Can't Hold Us Back. The cover there was a Gorilla Funk link that had all kinds of good info. I remember it blew my mind. Had room number where such and such was made. And yeah. Yeah. That's like I said, your man Fauci name was all up in that thing, allegedly. Salute. Big Steel, Doggy Diamonds, Glasses Malone, MC8, all of the Digital Soapbox Network work family. Jason Haley, salute. Cam, my brother, I hope you keep this virtual teaching going. Hearing you speak wise and righteous words has opened my eyes, mind, and heart. Man, blessings to you, Haley. That's what this information did for me. It was somebody, that was there that, made me think differently or gave me some alternative, thought-provoking information to think about. So if I'm being used to do that for you or for y'all, man, then I'm doing my job, man. And I thank y'all and love y'all, respect y'all just for, entertaining my wretched, self. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't worthy. MJ, good evening, brother Cam. Off topic, but how do the brothers in the NOI stay strong around women? No, that's not off topic. That's a great topic. I'm friends with a girlfriend of mine who is spiritual, and I'm falling for her. How can I stay strong? You're falling for it because you probably that's a mother, that's a woman concept. Men don't fall for women. Women are supposed to fall for men. So if you're feeling that kind of way and you even using that type of mental concept, that probably means that you was raised by a single mother, or you was influenced heavily by sisters or women or females, men don't fall for women. You can love them, you know what I'm saying? You can really want them, you can desire them, but we don't fall for them. You got to be so strong and so cold-hearted that you got to be willing to just take that L and just understand that she's not going to be with you. She's not going to be yours. You know what I'm saying? Because once we start getting desperate and trying to make them yours and make them like you or like, you know what I'm saying? The man is never supposed to like a woman more than she likes him. That's failure. So the way you stay strong, you know what I'm saying, is to learn to ignore her, to learn to live your life, keep moving, keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And develop yourself. Develop yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. Make yourself attractive, more attractive to her than she is to you. If she's more attractive to you than you are to her, then she ain't the one for you. It's not gonna work. Don't mean like you're doing nothing wrong or nothing like that, or you know what I'm saying, that's just not the nature of the male-female role. It's just one of them things. Like, I didn't have my heart broke many times not being able to get the girl that I wanted or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But once I learned who I was and started focusing on my role and my duty and my purpose as a man, then it was too many of them coming. That was way better than that one or two or whatever that I thought I lost. I had thousands and thousands of them to choose from. That was better than that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that, those was worthless or nothing like that. But when you focus on yourself, the God, your improving yourself and mastering yourself, then you're gonna be fighting them off because they already outnumber us. I don't know if you black, MJ, but if you black and you in America, and black woman is who you talking about, they already outnumber us by 2 million. There's 2 million more. So we already, the unicorn, the short supply, heavy demand. So there's no way that we supposed to be falling for no woman. Cuts by KD in 94, in 94, minding your business is the best bet. Oh yeah, 94, minding your business. Yeah, that's, I think, represent or something like that. Yep. Salute. El Malik, Allah has put much in you for the people, man. Us. Because this is the same thing that's in us. It's just we need to hear somebody speak it. Ain't nothing that I'm saying that y'all don't already know in your DNA or know in your nature, but you need to just hear somebody, that know how to fluently speak it, to confirm what you already knew or that you was already thinking or you just couldn't put into words. You already know this. So for that, what I'm saying, I've been polished, or I've been, formed and fashioned for that, to be able to verbalize what you already thinking and feeling and knowing. So, that's a blessing. But yeah, no, this is us. This is all part of our DNA. This is all in our records, our genetic records, our genetic library. Elmatic. Oh yeah, for sure. Check out the website. This is always there. Ionic colloidal silver. And I don't know if y'all can see the stuff that it is: anti this, anti that. I can't say it out loud because I don't make no medical claims. I'm not a medical doctor, but it's available on westcoastcam.com. It's all kind of new little Fauci things, plans and plots, and new emerging bugs and whatnot, viruses that's coming out, especially as we go into fall and winter season when it start getting cold and moist. So we definitely want to have some artillery, some natural immune boosting artillery and not relying on Fauci and them and that institution. Elmatic say been taking it since 2020. Yeah, same here. I mean, almost 20 years now with me. But yeah, that got me through the last 4 years of you know what, me and my family. But yeah, man, Saturday, September 14th already. Man, half the month is gone. We at the middle of September already. Time. Cuts by KD. That colloidal silver got me through that thing right there. Need to order some more. Yeah, it's here. It's here. That's part of, my survival kit, period. You know what I'm saying? And don't take my word for it. I would suggest you just research it for yourself. On my website, West Coast Cam, it's a little bit of peer review published journal information, medical and scientific journal information about colloidal silver and what it does and what it treats, and the fact that it's been suppressed by the medical industry. You know what I'm saying? It's mentioned in, silver is mentioned all throughout the Bible and the Quran, as a purifier. That's why you had silver platters and silverware. That's why these movies metaphorically say a silver bullet, you know what I'm saying? Garlic and silver bullet, you know what I'm saying? That kills demons or demonic viruses in the blood. All of that has meaning if you listen to what I posted earlier about Master Fard Muhammad and him installing certain scientists in Hollywood, and the certain scientists that would start talking about garlic and talking about silver and talking about these certain little metaphoric things, holy water and whatnot. Even though you're talking about they making horror movies or demon possession movies, but there's certain sciences involved, especially with alien movies and whatnot, that is giving us hints. That's actually giving us the answers to certain questions, the solutions to certain problems, but it's wrapped up in entertainment. Invent, that's where born with silver spoon in their mouths too. Possibly because silver is not for decoration. Gold and silver is precious metals, not because they're for decoration. If you see the pyramids and the pharaohs and the kings and all of that got sarcophaguses or caskets or whatever with gold and precious stones, that's not just for decoration. The original gods, the human beings of this planet, we didn't use those precious metals and those precious gems and crystals and all of that for decoration. They had serious spiritual and physical and cosmic function, meaning. Gold is one of the highest, if not the highest, natural conductor of electricity and thought. I'm not going to say spirit, but thought. It's a thought conductor. Silver is something similar also, and they also are blood purifiers and blood cleaners. They're also antivirals, antibiotics, antimicrobials, antifungals, antibacterials. So those precious metals got way more value and purpose than what we as mentally dead ex-slaves use it for. We just think it look good. We think it look good and it make us feel good when we got it on because we think we look good, or we think because it's valuable, but we don't know that when we wear real gold and real silver or real crystals or real, gemstones, it's helping to conduct certain thoughts. It's helping your blood circulation. It's helping all kind of things in real life. It won't turn blue. Right. No, it won't turn you blue. That's all fake. That's all a one man that passed away, some Caucasian dude that looked like a Smurf that they used as their boogeyman story, you know what I'm saying, of why, they try to scare everybody away from that. There's Argeria or something like that, that skin condition, but he wasn't using pure silver. He was using nickel. He was using some other metals mixed with silver that caused that. Pure silver, anybody that knows about colloidal silver and how it's supposed to be made, is made with pure fine, super fine 99.99 silver, nothing else. Chris Anderson, I've been taking it ever since you introduced us. I appreciate it. It helped me get through the such and such. Yeah, that's how to eat to live. Absolutely. MCT, if Farrakhan were to depart, no, he is going to depart. Ain't no if. Explain what that would mean to us in Black America. It's in the Bible. The all-out attack is coming after that. All-out anarchy. Farrakhan is the one that's holding back all of the collapse, all of the drama that's written about in the Bible, all of the famine, the pestilence, the wars, rumors of wars, the sorrows. This is just the beginnings of sorrows. The nations are angry. He's the one holding it back. As soon as he departs, mark my word, as soon as he departs, whether they say he passed away or whether they say this or that, you're going to see the full attack. The full attack. It's gonna be celebrations, like, yeah, like he's gone and all of that. I told you he wasn't who y'all say he was, and this and that. They're gonna do all of that. And the Bible says it's gonna take a period of approximately 3.5 years. 3.5 years after he departs, that I won't give up. You can read it for yourself. It's in the Bible. When the woman was taken, you know what I'm saying? She was given wings of a great eagle, and she was taken to her place to be healed for a time and a half a time, which it gives the amount of months, which equals 3.5 years. Ray Shaw, record executives Silverstein and Goldstein, yeah, they know the value. They know the value. That's why they name themselves after these precious metals. They know the value. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Strive to please the creator, not the crowd. Absolutely. MCT, be careful. There's fake garlic and real garlic. Well, you talking about GMO? You talking about GMO? Bill Gates food, fruits and vegetables and herbs, or you talking about organic? If we're not growing our own food, then we don't know exactly what's what. If we don't got our own nation, or we not, that's growing our food, or we not growing our own food ourselves, then we at the mercy. Even if it's say organic, we wasn't there. We don't know if they lying or not. So we can do the best we can do. Are the people that built the pyramids still alive? No. I mean, the species, the nation, that built the pyramids is still alive. That's us. But the actual individuals that built the pyramids, no, they've been gone. But the science and the secret science and engineering and physics and technology that they use, we have a righteous, holy God secret society that's alive, that's using that today. That's how UFOs is built, out of that same science, the same mathematics. Gold, story times. Gold symbolizes what we are. Yeah. It's almost all, everything in creation is a symbol of what we are. Everything in nature is some kind of symbol of what we are. That's why it's there. Everything in creation came out of us, came from us, symbolizes something about us. everything, even devil, the negative force, the positive and negative wires that got your lights on right now. Cuts by KD. Salute. What's today? Saturday. Okay. As soon as if we would have ordered them earlier, I would have got them out to you today. But God willing, yeah, first thing Monday morning, your order is on the way. KD, appreciate you, man. Much love. I think that's a brother. But yeah, all love, man, and I got you. And I might add an extra one just for the support. Keith Yancey, most of the toxicity in our life comes from the toxic way that we process information, not from other people. I mean, that's an interesting theory. I'm not going to disagree, but it's a lot more to be said about that. Michael Love, what it do? What it do? Everybody in the chat, salute, Mike. Good to see you. MCT, yes, sir. GMO, all right. Does the NOI forum still exist? Absolutely. Elmatic, hit that like button as you enter, please, or as you exit. Please hit the like button. Yeah, I don't want to be flat. I want the energy to be right, but I be really trying to think, as you can tell, I be trying to think. I wish I could go into the power of the brain and yeah, maybe I don't want to do that. Right. I got sick from Kamala's collard greens. Damn, that's a hell of a handle right there. Salute. I got sick from Kamala's collard greens. Peace. That's hilarious. But yeah, I want y'all to be fascinated. I want y'all to go after the power of the mind, the power of your mind. I want y'all to study into the power of your mind because everybody else is studying it. Everybody else has gotten to the heights and the levels of physics and science that they got to by studying you, by studying the original people, by studying your brain, by studying your melanin, by studying your stem cells, by studying your women's placentas and all of that. Only ones not going after the power and of the black, being, supreme being is us. We going after drink and weed and pills and WAP and you know what I'm saying and the bag. We going after everything else but the power that everybody else is getting from us. Everybody else is using us as their lab rat or they frog that they dissecting or they Duracell battery to charge their progress and they got us going after everything else. Elijah Muhammad prepared us for this time with all the fake and toxic foods that the enemy produces. Eating one meal a day or one meal every other day helps us tremendously in these days. Exactly. Absolutely. That is the warfare. That's the discipline that we have to undergo as disciples. That's what disciple means. Discipline. Discipline. Disciple of Christ means to be disciplined under the laws of Christ and the dietary laws. So if we disciples, that means that we're disciplined to not do what the masses do, not go where the masses go, not think what the masses think, not eat and drink what the masses eat and drink. We're disciplined. While they do that, we do this. And we're preserved. You see the preserve. We're preserved and protected. You know what I'm saying? Wiser. We can see the tricks and the traps. We're sober-minded. We ain't letting wine and spirits possess us to where we lower our guard and step in this trap and step in that trap. Invent, you ever hear the Anunnaki gold story? Yeah, I heard that. I mean, that's garbage. Supposedly we are here to mine gold for their atmosphere or ships. Absolute BS. I think that's Sitchin. What's the dude, little white dude, something Sitchin. That's supposed to have been a historian or something, or on reading the ancient Egyptian or Kemetic hieroglyphs, and supposedly the Sumerians and all this. That's all garbage, all garbage, all lies, all fanciful science fiction fairy tales to get money, you know what I'm saying, to get money out of us, to keep us asleep, keep us distracted, keep us looking for everything else but ourselves. We are the gods that they are talking about, and they use every word except the black man and woman to describe us. They use aliens, extraterrestrials, ancient aliens, not Anunnaki, Nibiru, or whatever, everything except the Asiatic black man and woman from this planet. Elmatic, like Henrietta Lacks. Look her up. Look up Henrietta Lacks. Either you take your health seriously now or take your sickness, disease, and suffering seriously later. Yeah. Just know that at some point you will have to get serious. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're not teaching your people that war is being waged on us, health war through poisons now. It's not through guns and bombs and knives and spears and arrows. It's through poison. They're poisoning us now. That's the new warfare. And if you don't know it, then you're going to turn your children and your loved ones right over to the enemy. You turn them right over to the enemy with the Fauci juice and all that other stuff. Now, unfortunately, the enemy is the people that you look up to, and that you go to, when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling ill, them people you go to. I can't say it on here, but unfortunately, that's who. That's the way that the war is being waged on us. Those are the most serious weapons. I'm watching my words, right? Those are the most critical and crucial and serious weapons right now. Weapons that are called medicine. So MCT, they say an asteroid hit Earth and killed off the so-called dinosaurs. Right. Then it shouldn't be no type of signs of life or dinosaurs or whatever. So if you're saying that alligators or lizards or whoever is ancestor or from the dinosaur family, then they shouldn't exist. We taught in the nation that the moon used to be part of the earth. The earth used to be bigger than it is now. Say the earth right now is 25,000 miles in circumference, 25,000 miles around, and around 9,000 miles in diameter, right? 8,000 something, 9. So there was an explosion that took place on the earth that blew a big chunk out of the earth, right? And that shrunk the planet by approximately 10,000 miles circumference wise. So when the planet was bigger, when the moon used to be part of the earth, then the animals was bigger, the people were bigger, the gravity was different, but it was never that big dinosaur business. That never existed. There was never no big dinosaurs. Like the closest thing to the so-called dinosaurs are the woolly mammoths, just a bigger version of an elephant, a saber-toothed tiger. Like those type of animals did exist. Those are the kind of animals that you're gonna find in so-called, archaeological digs or whatever. You will find animals that clearly look like animals that exist today. You're not gonna find no brontosaurus. You're not gonna find no Tyrannosaurus Rex and all that. That's all BS. We had animals. There's animals right now that went extinct. Animals go extinct. Animals were a little bigger back then because the planet was bigger. But there was never no brontosaurus, no Fred Flintstone dinosaurs. It was never none of that. Yeah. The righteous acquire higher knowledge to lift the people. The self-righteous acquire it to beat them down. Right. That's the difference between the righteous and the Satan, the 5% and the 10%. They both have knowledge and supreme knowledge of the true and living God and the truth. But one uses it to free the people and one uses it to enslave and use the people. So that's the difference between gods and devils or Satans. Elmatic, check the book Medical Apartheid by Harriet A. Washington. Medical Apartheid by Harriet A. Washington, for sure, for sure. MCT. And now people are yapping about the earth being flat, right? So we just looking for a reason to waste time. We're looking for a reason to distract. Who cares if the earth was flat or not? Even if the earth was flat, which it ain't, but even if it was, then what? So that's supposed to mean what? That's supposed to make us do what? Is that supposed to give us an excuse of why we shouldn't listen to what? Bibles or Quran or science? It's supposed to do what for us? Is it freeing us? Is it making us unite? Is it making us, get healthy? What is the concept of flat earth supposed to do for us? Why would we spend time thinking about that or talking about that? Where did all bones they have on exhibit? Where, I guess you're saying, where did they come from? They made where the same place the them prosthetic, all them dinosaur movies and monster movies, that's where they came from. They made them. They made them. They made them. That's why you can't touch them. They're liars. So you saying scientists aren't liars? These same scientists, European scientists, aren't liars? Do you know? I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Do you know that according to science, European white people science, modern science, they just discovered dinosaur bones in the late 1800s? Out of all of the millions of years that we've been here, black people and indigenous people and Native Americans, and how much we done dug up the earth and put pyramids and Easter Island, big stones and statues that's found all under the earth and on bottom of the sea. We ain't never spoke about no dinosaurs. We ain't never said that we discovered no dinosaurs. We ain't never said no dinosaurs existed. So why now is a few white, pale white, European Caucasian scientists in the late 1800s that discovered the first dinosaur bones in where? Guess where? Guess where that in the late 1800s, these Europeans discovered the first dinosaur bones ever to be discovered at? Guess where that was at? Europe. 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 So some Europeans, some Johnny-come-lately Europeans just discovered the first dinosaur bones in Europe in the late 1800s. So if you believe dinosaurs exist, then shame on you. I got some beachfront property on the moon that I want to sell to you. I got it going at a good price too. Right there on the beach. King Z, dinosaurs are just a distraction. Arturo, do you have a deeper meaning or understanding as to why they now say Pluto is no longer considered a planet? Because that's a great question, Arturo. Because Pluto or Platoon represents us. It represents us, 13th tribe that first they didn't even say existed until Master Fard Muhammad came and pointed it out, and then they discovered that Pluto does exist, and then they say it's not big, it's not even a planet. So they're saying all that because Pluto represents us. Pluto is a sign of it's actually called Platoon, but Pluto, the planet Pluto, the farthest out there, the farthest away from the sun, the farthest out there in the darkness, represented us, that 13th tribe that got lost, that was so far out there, but finally got discovered. And it was discovered that it was larger than all of the planets, you know what I'm saying, and more significant and more mysterious than all of the planets, because nobody knew how it could be out there and how it could be sustained. And then they want to, lie and downgrade it and say that it's not even a planet no more. It's just like a moon or asteroid, a meteor. So they put lies on it because it's a sign of us. It's a sign of us being found. If you check the date or the year that they discovered Pluto, and then check the teachings of Master Fard Muhammad, then you will see what I'm talking about. MJ, like Khaled said, you're a rope. Yeah, no, that's not it. That's talking about something else. That's the lessons. EU and rope. EU means hills and cave sides, and rope is the rope to bind in. That's not from Khaled. That's from the Supreme Wisdom Lessons of Master Fard Muhammad. Black Attack, they even got them so-called dinosaur bones in history museums, right? That's why you can't touch them. I wish y'all would love, I would love if y'all actually do a little deep dive on YouTube and go into that, and you'll see, or not even YouTube, Google and all that. I don't know if they took it down by now, but all that's been exposed and disclosed, and they trying to just distract us on other things. That ain't no damn dinosaurs. Right there on the bench, on the beach. I got a whole little condo with a balcony. Mills Lane. So you're saying people are on or were on Pluto? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we represent Pluto. There are people on 7 of the planets. There's life on Pluto, but I can't say that it's people, but there's all planets got life on them. But we're taught that 7 of the 9 planets in our solar system alone, which includes Pluto, has people on them. Chris Anderson making too much sense. Hey, that's what they don't like. That's what they don't like. Remember when Japan said they found 7,000 islands that they didn't know they had? There's a link. Interesting. Robert Epps. Yeah, actually, Pluto is actually bigger than Saturn. According to the Supreme Wisdom, Pluto is the second largest planet after Jupiter. Exactly. So if this man that gave us the measurements and the knowledge of these planets and the knowledge of the Earth and all of that before these people, even the Euro people, scientists or astronomers or whatever, even knew existed, why would we believe them over him? You got African people in the middle of the mud, in the middle of the jungle, in the desert, the Dogon tribes that already was, mapping and had details about Sirius B star system, or all these other star systems. Where did they get that information from? We already had this information. This is part of the secret society, wisdom and knowledge, that we even built the pyramids aligning with the Orion belt and star system, and the pyramids on the moon, not the moon, on Mars. So they're not going to teach you that. They're not going to tell you that. That's part of their secret fraternal order, they secret societies. They sworn to never tell you that. They can't tell you that, or that sword is going to get used. Arturo, I think the messenger said there's life on all the planets and civilizations on 7 of them, right? Virtuoso, I never realized that there isn't a 13th floor in most skyscrapers. Yeah, you heard it from here. You heard it here first. Or you heard the reason here. If you never heard another NOI Muslim tell you why. You heard it from me. Big Harv, what's the importance of Earth to house us humans? What do you mean? To house us humans? I don't understand that question. You got to be more specific. Mills, do the NOI have your scientists to back your claim? Do the NOI have your scientists? I don't understand that. You gotta be a little more clear with your typing. Or you can get on here. Hold on. Matter of fact, if you want to just ask the question, because I'm not the best reader of text messages of other people, so I don't know what you mean or what you're really saying or trying to say. So that's why I post the link, Digital Soapbox Network, StreamYard.com link, where you can actually get on here and ask the question. You don't have to show your face, but I do very well in dialogue and in live conversations, better than me trying to read comments. Jermaine Coleman, the number 13 is a very significant number. Absolutely. All the prime numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on. Prime numbers, those are the building block numbers. Those are the divine numbers, and they're always odd numbers. They can't be divided evenly by whole numbers. So all of those represent God on different, frequencies, different levels. Of course, God is one. So that's the ultimate prime number. 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Right. All of them. They all actually just become, multiple, because it's only 9. It's only 9 numbers that just repeat themselves. So all numerology can be boiled down just to those 9 numbers, 1 through 9. So 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. That's going, be the basis of it. So you hear some people say Nikola Tesla is saying, the most important numbers in creation or building blocks of creation is 3, 6, and 9. It's all sitting on the 3, though. It's really on the 1 and the 3. The 1 and the 3, that's the 13, right? That's the first, the 2 first prime numbers is 1 and 3. So the number 13 represents that. I mean, it's much more to it than that, but I'll just leave that there. Antoine, baby, it's funny. I feel the same way about how people text. Just call me, right, and tell me what you're talking about, right? Right. The language of numbers is very deep. Yeah, that's what Islam is. Islam means mathematics. The actual Arabic definition, it means submission, but the supreme wisdom definition is mathematics. Islam is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam, meaning it's provable. You can always prove it in no limit of time. Mathematics is the language of God. So even if we say Arabic is the oldest language, yeah, Arabic is a mathematic language. The characters are precise. All the characters are precise. It's not like the English language, where you got 3 and 4 and 5 words that's the same word but mean different things. It's not like that in mathematics. Every character got its own meaning and its own quantity and function. So that's the precise language. So that's how we got here. That's what we are. Mathematics is the process. I mean, the product. Mathematics is the product of the movement and the motion of God. God's motion when he started creating from atoms and subatomic particles, the motion and the movement that it took to bring atoms together, that motion was what allowed measurement. So mathematics is just the measurement of motion, and you can't have time without motion. So mathematics is just the ability to measure, the measurement of time, measurement of motion in time. So if we can't explain it clearly to our kindergarten daughters and sons, that means we don't understand it ourselves. So it's nothing that I want to sound all profound and all complex, complicated. It gets there, it gets there, but you're supposed to be able to, explain clearly and simply the basis of it all, the concepts that all of this is built on. So that's how you know you're a master, if you can explain it clearly. Everybody that's trying to be all, profound and what's they called, mathematical, if you can't break it down to a child, then we don't know we don't know it well enough. Arturo, the minister spoke of the number 19 beautifully, something about it meaning pregnant or something that coming to birth. It represents the beginning and the completion. The number 1 is the beginning or the beginner, the originator to God, and then 9 is the completion of God. 6 is incompletion. This universe that we in is built on 6, created on 6, was created in 6 periods of time or 6 days. 2 trillion, 3 divisions of 2 trillion years apiece, 2, 4, 6 trillion. And it's incomplete, but then, it's on a course towards perfection. Everything, if y'all know how the number 6 looks and the number 9 looks, it's a spiral. It's starting from a point, but then it goes into a spiral. You know what I'm saying? And everything in creation is not linear. It don't move like this. The planets don't move like this through space. Everything is moving like this. Everything is moving like this. It's moving and it's spiraling at the same time. So everything is revolution. Everything is revolving. Everything is revolving while it's going forward. Nothing revolves backwards. Time goes forwards. And unless you can get to a speed of 186,000 miles per second, which is the speed of light, then we're bound by what this is. This is called time. If you can move faster than that, then that's time travel. Then you're not bound by the same laws of time. Anything moving faster than 186,000 miles per second, or the speed of light, is now time travel. So the average human being, we're taught the human being mind, or moves at the rate or travels at the rate of 24 billion miles per second. Light travels at 186,000 miles per second. Thought travels at 24 billion miles per second. So that's why we're able to have memory. We can travel in time. Memory is time travel. You going back and recalling and having a memory of this, that's mental time travel. And we also are able to go in the future. But those of us that don't know what we're looking at, or our brains is too cloudy and too poisoned and too cluttered, we don't know that deja vu is a form of future time travel. The prophets, all prophets that wrote down, that can see the future and wrote it down, that's all time travel. So their minds, their brains was clearer, their blood was clean, they was righteous, they could see the past, present, and the future, So that's what these books come from, these prophecies, these Bibles and Qurans. It comes from human beings that have the God power to see so far ahead in the future because of the purity of their thoughts, and they're able to write it down in detail. And not just that, the gods, the top scientists that can see in the future can actually change the future. They can stop it from going in this direction or going in that direction. That's the power of the human being. That's the power of human being. God is the human being. The human being is God. Malik, Cam, have you heard that the Vatican has all of the records of us black people in America, meaning our lineage back to Africa? Nah, I mean, I heard a lot of things, but yeah, I don't, I just take it with a grain of salt. I've heard the minister speak on a experience he had. I'm not going to go into the full, I'm not going to say the full thing, but he had a out of body experience, one of many that he, he's just that man that has that gift. And, he went to the Vatican, right? And he met with the Pope. And they had a conversation about his identity, and they had a conversation about his teacher's identity. And he asked him, well, he said, do you know who that man is? Talking about Elijah Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? And he told him who he was. This is the Pope. And then he had told, and this is still in the same vision, and he told him, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that he had met with him. And, he said, yeah, brother, Allah showed you the mind of my greatest enemy. And then, he had offered him something, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, took it and tossed it and said, yeah, brother, he's trying to make peace with me. But, I'm gonna leave that there. But these gods today that are in power and in control have everybody in checkmate. Everybody that you fear, everybody that you worship, everybody that you think is the power, they are absolutely terrified, and they absolutely know that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is alive, and where he is, where he wants to be. They know what is above their heads, and they know it's the end for them, and they know that they're allowed to ravage us that won't choose him. They're allowed. They've been given grace because we taken so long to wake up and choose him. Then the grace period is over at the end of this year. 2024 is the end of the, well, actually 2025 will mark the beginning of, is the end of this grace period that we've all been enjoying. That's how close we are. And yeah, I'll leave that there. Maybe I even said too much, but I don't think so. Jermaine Coleman, so do you think God is in space? God is wherever you want to be. Which God? Do I think that the original Black nation is in space? Absolutely. Are white people in space? Is there a space station in orbit? Is there what's his name, Elon Musk and SpaceX? Is there satellites in space? Is there Mars probes? Like, do you believe that those things are in space? So, yeah, the God is wherever he want to be. He can be among us. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to make himself known. He can be walking on the street. He can be on the bus. Or he can be wherever he want to be. I don't mean no abracadabra like he just be invisible, and then I ain't talking about no spooky stuff. I'm just talking about a science of yeah, just certain sciences that you wouldn't know it one way or another. We wouldn't know if he was right next to us or not. Mills Lane, what do you think about remote viewing used by all nations military? Well, I don't know if it's used by all nations military, but it's definitely used by America and Europe and Russia. But it can only be so effective. It has to be used for righteousness. The only way it can be ultimately effective, or the greatest effect, is if it's used righteously for righteous motives and righteous intentions by the righteous people. Nobody can match us. Nobody can match us in none of them sciences. So they know it exists, and they have been allowed to tune in or tune up on the righteous, and the righteous was there looking right at them, laughing at them. I'm talking, well, allegedly, let's say it like this. So just imagine if you're white, or you're white, um, secrets, psychic soldiers, and you feel blessed because whoever the God is blessed you with this gift, and you know the God allowed you, somebody of your people with the gift to do this and do that, and then y'all start running these tests and experiments until you know years later or months later or whatever, finally you try to use that ability to tune up on some UFOs, right? They're gonna tell you it's aliens, but we know that it's not aliens, right? So you tune up on some UFOs, and you're allowed to see something, and then you see original people looking at you laughing, and then they kick you out. They kick you out of the vision. They kick your vision out. They shut your vision off. Imagine that. Imagine if something like that would happen. Yeah, deja vu is a dream you had in the past, but all of a sudden that dream became a reality, and then deja vu happens. Deja vu is not a dream. That's not a dream. It's sight. It's just sight. You don't have to be asleep. That's not sight. Some people would like, we don't know. We call certain things daydreaming, night dreaming. We call things different things, but that's part of the ignorance, of the science. Like if you close your eyes right now, if you close your eyes right now, you're gonna see all kind of flashing lights. You're gonna see all kind of swirling colors. Most likely it might be dark or maroon or red. You're gonna see like certain flickering colors and all of that. All of that has meaning. All of that is direct God power that you don't know what the hell it means. Just think, all this time, this brain that you have, all these things that you took for granted, all these little speckly moving, you know what I'm saying? Do you know if those are atoms or molecules, or if that's the force, electromagnetic life force? Like what do you think that is? Has anybody ever taught you what that is? Absolutely not. But just because nobody ever taught you what that is, you don't believe that that has priceless meaning? It's just something that is, but nobody never talk about it. Do you think God creates anything with no meaning and no purpose? Would God let your brain see certain things that don't have no meaning or no purpose or no function? Like how they be taking your tonsils out or your appendix out. Like, do you think there's not priceless function and purpose for your tonsils or your appendix or whatever? Just because these cavemen don't know what it means, are you going to let them keep you mentally dead to the knowledge and powers and questions of your own self? So my job is just to try to put it out there to spark you to think. Like, don't waste your life. Don't waste your life like every mental dead family member of us before us. This is not the time for you to not ask questions, to not try to find out about the God powers of yourself. Stop letting preachers and imams and whoever, teach you that the flesh is weak and sinful, and any powers that you got is the devil or witchcraft or some evil. No, that's all lies to keep you away, keep you scared of yourself. They call your power black magic. They call your natural power and gifts witchcraft, black magic, black arts, like it's evil to keep you away. Oh, that's the devil, girl. I felt like I was paralyzed last night. They call that the witch. The witch was sitting on my chest. I was gonna die. Like they're gonna hit you with all of that instead of letting you know, oh no, that when you paralyze, sleep paralysis means you just now coming back into your body or you about to leave. It's certain things that if we was taught the science of it, we wouldn't be tripping. but we fear what we don't know and what we don't understand, especially if it's uncomfortable, especially if we used to being able to move our body that we don't know. You don't know you go into sleep paralysis every night. Every time you go to sleep, you go into sleep paralysis. It's just if you conscious and you wake up before your body wake up, then you feel like you about to die or something because you can't hurry up and your body, I mean your mind is already awake. So there's a conflict now. There's a mental conflict and you start panicking. But sleep paralysis is something everybody do. That's what you do. Your body has to be shut down into a paralyzed state. So when you dream and you go into the dream state, you might be fighting or kicking or something like that. It don't allow your body to act out that motion, to act out that dream or that vision. Otherwise, you will hurt yourself. You wind up kicking kicking a window or cutting your foot off or jumping out a window or something like. So sleep paralysis is natural. It's a protection. But if you ever catch yourself in that sleep paralysis state, that means you was traveling. You was out of body traveling. And you just was aware of it before, you settled all the way back in your body. So you be panicking. Okay, let me relax and let me try to breathe, or let me just move this little piece of my pinky or my toe or something. You panicking thinking that you about to check out. No, that happens every night. That happens every time you go to sleep. Every time you go to sleep. It's timed for you to wake up, your body to be ready to wake up before your mind do. But sometimes, if you got the gift, your mind will just be up. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you feeling real fatigued and tired, that's really when it happens. It's certain they call it hemisync or certain little binaural beats or whatever that can help induce that state if you put two, headphones on or whatever. But the original people do that naturally. We do that naturally. But if you're not taught that that's a natural ability, then you're going to think something wrong with you. You're going to think, I'm about to die or I'm scared or that happened to me. Or, that's the witch on your chest. That's the witch on your chest. No, that's your natural God power ability to travel 24 billion miles per second anywhere that you just not familiar with, that you never been taught how to use. Some people go insane because of that. Some people go insane because they've been eating the wrong food, taught lies about that. They got certain gifts and abilities. They can see into certain frequencies. They can see certain frequencies or whatever, that other people can't see. Oh, you seeing the dead or you seeing spirits and ghosts. And they don't know what to do about it. They don't know how to handle it. They listening to emotional, superstitious scammers or emotional terror, and it causes more mental trauma than they had before. So some people that have had that gift and didn't know that was a gift, went crazy because of it, listening to other people. El Malik Shabazz, stop breathing in my sleep, had to mentally force myself to breathe. Yeah, but you will breathe. You know what I'm saying? You will breathe. That's actually the God making you aware of how things actually work, making you aware that there is a distinction between your body and your soul. You know what I mean? There is a distinction. So when we get a certain age, some of us got the gift early, you know what I'm saying, and learn that distinction at an early age. But some of us don't get it till later in life, and we think we dying, and we panic, and you can panic yourself unnecessarily. But just the nature of things, your body will kick in and trigger itself. If you are running out of air or you're not breathing or whatever, your body will kick in. Your body has intelligence. Your mind, your soul, your mind is the highest intelligent, but your body already has involuntary intelligence. It already has intelligence of God in each one of the cells, in each one of the organs. So your body is automatically going to be on autopilot, and even if you not breathing, you know what I'm saying, you just panicking because you think you're in control of your breathing, but breathing is involuntary. If you get knocked out, you're going to be breathing, or you might not be breathing for a little while, but then, you know, the intelligence of your body is going to kick in and you're going to be breathing. That's just how fascinating and how powerful the God body is. It's already intelligence. It's already intelligent. It's thinking, you know, without your brain even having to be thinking. You know, when the human body dies, your hair still grows, your fingernails still grows. It's still living atoms and still living cells there. You know what I'm saying? They have intelligence. So your lungs want to breathe, whether you're conscious or not. You know what I'm saying? Your blood wants to pump. Your heart wants to pump, whether you're conscious of it or not. Right. So I hope I'm making sense, but it's good. It's thought provoking. Either way, it's thought provoking. The devils are aware of how to tune mathematical frequencies for warfare. Absolutely, that's what they've been doing. That's what all this G5 and all this low bass frequency music that they got us twerking to, and all these when you watch movies with certain, you know, tunes or harmonics and low tones and backwards subliminal messages in it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. Michael Love, your body will fight for air more than food or water. Absolutely. Because the brain is what requires the oxygen. You can go days and you can go days and days without food. Your brain can't go hours without no oxygen. Your brain must have oxygen. So your brain and heart is connected. They're gonna be working in concert with each other to make sure the oxygen is getting to the brain. Mm-hmm. So yeah, these are just concepts. One more essays. You didn't show up yesterday. Okay, Doc. You want to hop on here with me today? One more essays and talk about what you think. You want to show your face? There go the StreamYard link. Almost going on 2 hours. It's Saturday night live, Saturday night campaign living, campaign trailing. Right. Come to the VIP. We got a seat for you. Come into the room. Let's talk. Let's listen, I should say. Let's listen. I want to hear from you. But yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to try to spark our interest in the power of ourselves and the power of the human being, the divine God power of the human being. So when I say God, I don't never mean religion. When I say God, I never mean religion. So don't put me in a religion category. When I say God, I mean the power, the force and power of the human being. The supreme being provably supreme over any other being that you can show me. Prove to me that there's a being that exists that's superior or supreme above the human being. You can never do it, and you never will, because there is no being superior or supreme over the human being. So ain't that fascinating? Don't you want to know about the superpowers, the superhero powers that you got dormant, that you got lying dormant in your DNA, in your brain? Why do we only use 5, 6, 7, 8, 9% of our brain? Why we ain't using the other 90 something percent? You don't want to know what happens. You don't want to see. You don't want to spend your life trying to unlock them other percentage of your brain. Why live? Why live dumb and dead like everybody else? Why won't you fight to unlock that part of your brain that you know exists? Why would we be cowards and lazy and punks and scared to actually go for that power, go after that power? Oh man, it's too much work, man. It's this, man. I'm just gonna party, man. If God will, if God want me to, all right. Well, that's what I'm over here doing. So maybe that's why we don't relate. Because I don't fear what you fear, and I'm not interested in what you're interested in, and vice versa. So, maybe we're not meant to be together. Maybe we're not meant to be around each other. Maybe that's what the separation is for. Let those that want to go after the knowledge and the power and the discipline of being righteous, of a human being, let them be on one side, and let those that want to party hardy and follow their appetites and their lusts and their vices, you stay over there. You wasn't invited. Everybody was invited, but you chose your side, so stay there, because we're gonna stay here. MCT, most are scared of growth. Yeah, because it involves pain. All growth involves pain, and the greater the growth, the greater the pain. So yeah, we got a natural aversion to pain. We naturally don't want pain and discomfort. But that's what growth is. That's what creation is. No such thing as creation. Creation means growth. And growth means pain involved. It's not all pain, but it's definitely pain involved. And then it's pleasure once you grow to accomplish or grow to be able to master that level of stage that you at. Then you celebrate and you enjoy the bliss of that accomplishment, and then you set out for the next level. And that's going to involve more pain and discomfort and growth and time and whatever until you master that, and you enjoy the bliss and the pleasure and the power of being a master of that level. And you just keep on going until you check out and you leave all of that behind in your DNA, because every level that you reach of mastery, every accomplishment, you adding that to your sperm and your eggs. You adding that to your brain. So even if you can't produce children no more, you can produce a book. You can put that wisdom in a book and give it to, people coming after you, the new generation. So if you can't put it in your genetic book, meaning your testicles and your sperm, then you can put it in a paper book, and people will still be able to be your spiritual sons and daughters. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we go after it now that we big men? Because he put fear in us when we was little babies, and they taught us to eat the wrong food. Does that have anything to do with it? Eating the wrong food? Absolutely. It makes us other than our own selves. It kills or sounds or dulls our mental power. The wrong physical food and the wrong mental food, meaning lies and false ideas and false concepts and BS entertainment, that paralyzes us mentally, that stops our growth, that stops our creation. Fear. Fear. What do we fear? We fear pain. We fear loss. We fear embarrassment. We fear rejection. We fear death. You know what I mean? So all they got to do is fan the flames of our fear. So somebody lost their life, a loved one lost their life, or you lost this, or you lost that, or you got embarrassed, or you got heartbroken. Yeah, I never want to feel that again. I'm just going to stay away from anything that might cause that to happen to me. Yeah, that's called paralyzed. That called stunted growth. You have stopped growing because of fear of being hurt. So that's why, we fear, or we mentally dead because of fear. But at some point, like right now, This new generation is fearless. They don't mind deleting themselves. They don't mind deleting each other. So this is the best generation because they fearless. They just misguided. They just mentally dead. And this is the generation that this enemy fears even more. That's why they trying to wipe them out with these poisons before they can wake up and get hold of this type of information. A fearless youth with this type of information in their head, it's all over with. That's why they terrified of the Nation of Islam and the junior FOI and junior MGT, all these young, beautiful little boys and girls that got this information at an early age, that understand these concepts. All of them is so-called indigo children. All of them is brilliant God scientists, fearless little warriors that don't mind deleting nothing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Black attack. Death is just as common as giving birth. Absolutely. The Quran says Allah is he who created death and life, that he might try you, those of you that's best in works. Why does the Quran say death first? Why does the Quran say that Allah created death? He created death. Ooh, if we was really deep thinkers, that would be so comforting. Damn. So Allah created the Quran. It doesn't say Allah created life and death. It said he created death and life. Death is something that had to be created. Wow. So what was there before that he created death? Right? Death is a law, a measurement law. If the planet, like we said before, is approximately 25,000 miles in circumference, and the planet been in existence now, even when it was 35,000, whatever, if it had been in existence for trillions of years, and right now on the planet, we got 8 billion people on the planet, where would, and if there was no such thing as death, where would all of that, the humans, the animals, the plants, the insects, the fish, where would they all be? Where would they all fit on this planet that's only this size, that's only limited 25,000 miles in circumference size, weighing 6 sextillion tons? Where would all of these people and animals and insects and fish and all of that fit if there wasn't a such thing as death? So, what is death? Do we know what death is? Right? Death is something he had to create for measurement purposes, to maintain a measurement so things would fit. He could have grew the planet to get bigger and bigger to accommodate everybody and every animal and species that's going to be born on into infinity. Why is the planet not growing that big? You know what I'm saying? To where the cycle of life and death has to occur. Why does your cells in your skin have to shed? Why don't you have why aren't you made up of the same cells that you were when you was a little baby? All them cells died and reproduced and transferred data to the next cells, then shed, then transferred data to the next cells and then shed, but you didn't feel it. You think you the same group of cells that came out your mama womb. You didn't feel that the life and death cycles for the last 30, 40, 50 years that have been going on. You didn't ever even felt it. You think you the same person. You think them is the same cell. Well, these the same teeth and you got the same, like, no, is it? You know, there's remnants of the same cells, but are they? Why do cells reproduce and transfer data and then die off and then shed? Why do people, reproduce, transfer information and data to their offspring and then die off and shed? And then the dead fruit and the dead seeds and the dead animals or whatever are fertilizer for the new ones. Nothing is wasted. in nature. So is it death? That's the physical part. But what about that part we was just talking about that travels 24 billion miles per second on average? What about that part? The part of you that I can't see, the part of you that's the real you that we can't see with the physical eyeball. I can see what your body look like. I can hear what your voice sound like, but can I see the real you? Can I hear the real you? You know, the part that goes 24 billion miles per second, that the lessons asked us question, how many trips to the far planet Pluto or Platoon can you make in 10 seconds? Not your body. Can your body make? Because your body can't travel that fast. The G forces will tear your body up. But the lessons ask, how many trips to the far planet Pluto or Platoon can you make? Will you make in 10 seconds at the above rate of 24 billion miles per second? Real thought-provoking questions, ain't it? But if we too lazy to go after it, then we'll just die, meaningless, live meaningless lives like the people before us, and you won't make no mark on nothing. And somebody else will just use you as food. You will just be fertilizer for those of us that are going after it. That's all. Just like the sperms, we started out as 500,000 sperms, or 500 million, pardon me, 500 million sperms. And only one made it because they took it serious. One sperm felt like, you know what, I'm not here just to swim like everybody else. I'm here, my instinct tells me, and I'm pretty sure all their instincts tells them the same thing, but I'm gonna really get it in. And he made it. And then all the ones that didn't make it became food, became glucose. It wasn't wasted. It got absorbed into the uterine walls or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It got it's use for it. The dead leaves and seeds and fruits and vegetables that fall off the tree, you know what I'm saying? They become fertilizer. They're not wasted. So even though you are wasting your potential, but you're not gonna be wasted. We're gonna be used. So there's a brother here in America who did a DNA test and found out he's related to Pharaoh Ramses III, and he looks just like the statue reincarnation might be real. Yeah, so even if that's the case, then what? What is the no disrespect? That's just like dinosaurs or flat Earth. Like, what is that gonna do for us? What is that study or that what does that mean? How would that benefit us? No disrespect, but it's we talking about fascinating things, but the fascinating things that I'm talking about is something that we can actually use, something that's going to benefit us. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to hinder. I'm not trying to like shoot down our ability or inspiration to imagine, this and that. But the things that we imagine, it needs to be efficient. It needs to have value in the war. You know what I'm saying? It needs to have value in this war that we in. Um, Man, 2 minutes left, and I'll be on here for 2 hours. Huh? Time flies, don't it? Time flies. So I'm trying to make us think for things that would benefit us right now in war that is being waged on us. I'm not trying to discourage us to imagine, but I'm trying to get us, if we're going to imagine, let's imagine the things that can help us win this war. Yeah, I wouldn't jump out there and say that, Malik. I wouldn't jump out because people's concepts are different. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the incarnation of our parents or our ancestors. So incarnation or reincarnation is real, but it's just not nothing worth spending too much time on. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, can y'all hit the like button? Thank you, Elmatic. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for alerts, all that good stuff. Share the live. Man, you own it. You own it, El. I dang sure ain't. You know, I'm trying to process these thoughts that I'm getting. Mills Lane, Rashad Jamal says you get to Africa through Arizona. You get to Africa, meaning what? Meaning what? Through a portal or mentally or spiritually? What do you mean by that? I don't know who Rashad Jamal is, but you get to Africa through Arizona, like how? That's why I be wanting y'all to get it. It's not a, I don't know, maybe, I guess maybe I'm intimidating. Maybe I think or y'all think I know too much. And I don't really want to come off like that. I be wanting y'all to express yourself by the time we get right. You know, because of course, I heard all of that. I heard um Sedona, Arizona, and all of that, and I heard so-called portals. I heard about all of that. I heard Egypt. You know, this being Egypt and Jerusalem, like America and in Mexico and all of that. Through water or air. Oh yeah, I ain't never heard that one. I don't think I heard that one. So Rashad Jamal says you get to Africa through Arizona, going through water or air. Yeah, never heard that one. That's a new one. Man, there he is. Solomon, the wise brother Solomon Malone. Man, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your, of course, contribution and donation, man, to help us keep saying what we saying. Hope I ain't boring y'all. I hope I ain't getting redundant. I hope I ain't flat. I ain't, going flat. Thank you, Solomon Malone. I'm gonna actually get you a wrench if you interested. Hold on, let me say. Hold on a second. If you're interested in being a moderator, get rid of somebody that don't need to be here. Hold on one second. Where you at? There you go. There you go. Just made you a moderator, Solomon. If you interested, man, I appreciate you, man. So you got the juice. You can regulate. Dominique Henderson. Last election, you said it wouldn't make the necessary difference that we need and would get our such and such whooped more. In fact, and you're absolutely right, bro. Big respect. Salute, salute. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's going to be, it's unfortunate. It's going to be worse. If y'all seen, well, I can't even talk about that. My bad. Sorry, Dominique. You almost got me. You almost pulled me in and breaking my instructions. Fifth Element hip hop facts, no spookiness. MT said, laugh out loud, no spooky tales, like Too Short. These are the tales, the spooky tales. These are the tales that we tell so well. Doom, doom, doom. Yeah, we ain't doing spooky tales over here. We doing provable to the best of our ability. If we can't prove exactly the details, we can prove the principles. We can prove the principles. Anybody that believes that human beings have only been on the planet for 6,000 years, please step up. Please step up. According to the Bible, it says that human beings, Adam is the first human being, and human beings have only been on our planet for 6,000 years. Please step up. Right. Yeah, I might do that, Fifth Element, because I know they ain't gonna clear it, that's for sure. But I'll leak it. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Get bars, you get ideas from the God circle. I would have never thought that. That'd be a hit right now for the conscious community. I'm gonna really look into that Fifth Element hip hop. What kind of royalties you want? Dominique Henderson, the principles will not let you down. People, unfortunately, will. Right, right, right. Principles will not let you down. The laws of nature, mathematics, the provable reality is consistent. That's the real Bible. That's the real truth. That's the real language of God. So you're absolutely right on that. What we talking about? Like I said, I'm always trying to get that like button. Hit the like button. We could drive this into the news feed and the main news feed where people can see that we live and they can come in and contribute, make the conversation more interesting. Powerhouse, what's the purpose of volcanoes? From what I have studied, um, there's multiple purposes. Is vents. There's a certain type of vent. The earth is alive, right? The earth is a living organism. The earth is alive, right? We all start as a spherical form, atoms, molecules, cells. We all start as a spherical form. The earth is a spherical form, even though it produces all these different forms and expressions of intelligence and of God. The form that we live on is a spherical form, regardless of people that are saying it's flat. We can prove if you blow a bubble, there's no such thing as a flat bubble. The reason why there's a such thing as a bubble, and bubble is a universe, sphere is a universal form because of air pressure, equal air pressure, equal amounts of air pressure. Equalizing anything is going to become spherical. So in weightlessness, you don't see nothing flat in weightlessness. You let it, move around or shape long enough, and it's going to collapse into a spherical form or a shape. But volcanoes are just like we have, I don't want to be vulgar, but we have anuses, we have urethras and anuses, the planet, and we have pores, like pores, like your hair follicles and pores that you sweat out of. The earth is full of things that mean the same and that do the same thing. Most mountain ranges, though, most of these mountain ranges was produced by explosions, produced by the original man to speed balance the planet. The planet is not a perfect sphere. The planet is not, Earth is not a perfect sphere. Earth is kind of oblong, kind of egg shaped. So just like on a tire, how you put little pieces of lead weights on the tire to speed balance it as it's spinning, we put mountains on our planet, mountain ranges and mountains on our planet to smooth out the wobble of the earth. Earth got a natural wobble because it's not a complete sphere. So that's part of what the God in the person is here to do, is to perfect the creation, starting with the atom, to perfect the atom, and then of course, will in turn perfect the molecules, which will in turn perfect the elements. So everything, that was imperfect from the beginning creation, from the originator, now this completer of, this number 9, the creation was created on 6. But now we have the number 9 God, the completer that's going to complete this particular creation and perfect it. starting with the atom, going back to the root, going back to the atom and perfecting the atom, perfecting the forces that hold the atom together. So he's going right to the root of all creation. He has to go back into the darkness. He has to go back into the alpha and omega force of triple darkness, the life force, the energy, the intelligence, the raw intelligence, energy, life force of blackness. Before there was ever such thing as atoms or molecules or universe, there was this blackness, there was this intelligence, this force, these forces or whatever that was in the blackness. So he went back into that. Don't ask me how, don't ask me what, but that's just my grade level of understanding. He went back into the essence, into the root to perfect all of the building blocks, the subatomic particles, the quarks, the whatever, and realigned the atom and made a new atom, made a new mathematics, made new laws of physics and mathematics that we don't know nothing about. So those are some of the reasons why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did not allow Minister Farrakhan to see what he looks like now. Because if he was allowed to see what he looks like, then that would force a change. That would force certain type of changes to take place that wasn't time to take place. It would force things to happen and people to come after him and us. It would force all kind of stuff. So certain things of what the God has done and what the God looks like and what things are now and what the laws of reality and the laws of new mathematics and creation is not to be revealed until this enemy, his power has been totally broken in war. None of that will be leaked. None of that type of wisdom and new science and information will be leaked or given to us until after the Messiah returns to the God and to his Father. But yeah, I know I went off somewhere else. The question was about volcanoes, but that's where the spirit be taking me. Dark Gable, volcanoes equals land growth and is also where we get sulfur. Yep, I can't speak on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening and learning. Dominique, geothermal reconfiguration of magma. Yeah. It's a lot going on that we don't know about. So I don't claim to know it all. I don't even claim to know none of it, really. I just got eyes and ears and a brain that I observe with. And I connect certain dots, but I'm a student. I'm not a teacher like that. Dark Gable said it's a waste of time trying to reform a devil. Yeah, as an individual, but it's not. That's how we produced the greatest prophet, and that's why he's called the greatest prophet, because he was a devil, genetically speaking. So that wasn't a waste of time. That was actually one of the greatest feats in the proof of the power of God or Allah. One of the questions and lessons is, why did God make devil? Why did God make devil? That's the most intelligent question that you could ask, right? If we here and we at war and we've been, in hell and all this terrible stuff that we hate that's happening to the world and creation and crimes against humanity that's done by a devil, why did God make devil? You know what I'm saying? Wicked and weak, and you know what I'm saying? Why would a good God ever do something like that? And it's because of what we said earlier, is the forces, The creation was not perfect. God was not perfect. He was perfect enough. The originator was perfect enough to make creation stick, but he realized his own dissatisfaction and it wasn't complete and he wasn't satisfied with it. So he set creation or growth on a course towards perfection or satisfaction. So, devil represents that force, that negative force expression that was always present in the God from the beginning when he began the creation himself. He had to use positive and negative force. He had to grow the negative along with the positive. So once you grow that negative so much, then yeah, it's going to bring that much of a reaction. Like in the Bible, in the beginning it was just a little snake, but the little snake was necessary. You know what I'm saying? But you had to grow Adam and Eve and the righteous along with the snake. So by the end of the book, the snake is a big fiery dragon that then took over heaven, and now you got to go to war with it and remove it. So that's where we at now. Devil was necessary. Devil is priceless, infinitely valuable for God, valuable to God, to prove, what was in God and to see whether it was any redeeming qualities about devil that we can use, and there was. We proved that we could reform devil, and we can teach devil and give devil the process and the path and the example for them to reform themselves. So once we did that, then we're not responsible for what they do no more. We're responsible for getting rid of them if they don't do it. So that's where we at. That's what time we at. Dark Gable, like Granny used to say, baby, give certain people a whole lot of letting alone. Right. But you can't let these people alone. It's just like saying you gotta let leeches and tapeworms alone. You gotta let parasites alone. You gotta let fleas and ticks and mosquitoes alone. You can't let them alone. They coming after you. They can only survive if they attack you. They have to come at you. That's their nature. They have to bleed you. You know what I'm saying? They have to live off of your life's blood. So it's forcing a war. The devil was produced to force a war against evil. Evil is either going to take over us and we're not going to make it, or we're going to rise to the occasion, mutate, and produce an immunity, and we're going to conquer evil. That's the whole purpose. We just don't know how creation really works, the necessary process of warfare that creation really is. Creation is going to war against forces. War just means struggle, righteous struggle. If it's a holy war, if it's righteous war, if it's wicked war, then you're fighting for another motive. You're fighting for another team, another cause. But all things work together for the good of those who are with the Lord. Remember? The righteous Lord, including devil. Devil works for God. Devil came out of God. Devil came from God, and devil works ultimately for God. The righteous. The wicked works for the righteous. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Did you ever heard that? The wealth, all this wealth that you admiring and looking up and willing to sell your soul for, that the wicked is enjoying, all of that's just a savings account that's being held for us that conquer, that overcome wickedness. They're the righteous savings and loan bank. Everything that they done got and produced and holding on to, whether it's the Pope and the Vatican, whether it's the so-called Zionists, whether it's your favorite celebrities, or whoever so-called owns and enjoys anything, they just holding it for us. And it's going to be turned over to us very soon. Ain't nothing gonna be turned on. Oh, okay, well, join that team then. If you don't believe that, then hurry up and go get yours. Eat, drink, and be merry and party hardy, because tomorrow something's gonna happen. Chugale, peace. Good to see you. Dark Gable, in the lessons, the messenger states that any Muslim will such and such, right. But reforming them is a form of deleting them. You know what I'm saying? What is the meaning of that word, that delete word? If I turn on the light, I just deleted darkness. I didn't do it violently. It wasn't no violence involved. If I turn on the light, I just deleted darkness. I just killed the darkness. Right? If I tell or show and prove a truth, I just killed the lie. It didn't have to be violent. So absolutely, any Muslim, somebody that submits to mathematical truth, is automatically doing that to a devil. Is automatically doing that to the lies. We get in our emotional feelings, and there is a theater or a warfare theater that involves that type of thing, but that ain't what this is. You killing the devil in you. You're not going to do no suicide or whatever, you know what I'm saying, because you got devil in you. No, you're doing discipline. You're doing some righteous discipline that's killing the devil in you. You know what I'm saying? Where you think they came from? They're the symbol, they're the sign, they're the proof of what's in us, what's hiding in us. We couldn't be ninjas and thoughts and hoes and all that right now if that wasn't in us. They can't make us do something that's not in us. That's just like trying to make a cat flap his wings or fly or something. It can never do that because it's never in us. But if we doing evil, that means evil was in us. If we're doing devilishment, that means devil is in us. So how are we going to kill the devil in us? As a car enthusiast and former lowrider for 20 years, your analogy regarding of a mechanic working on a lowrider and husband and his wife, well done and compared. It gave me a lot of food for thought. Yep. That's how men understand, logical, technical stuff, you know what I'm saying, that don't require emotions. But if our woman that's supposed to be our heaven and our help me, how can you help me if you so emotional and I don't need emotions to help me? It helps us be a better therapist and not take some personal that our women is going through or any woman is going through. If I know, well, I'm your mechanic, you know what I'm saying? So even though you get on my nerves, you broke down at the wrong time. It's like, this is the last thing I need is for this pump to blow out or for this axle to crack right now. You know what I'm saying? When I'm trying to, swing this thing or whatever. But these things happen. I still know your value. Hurry up. I guess we just got to pack it up for the night or for the day or whatever and come back at it tomorrow. And give me something to do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? To work on you and make you better than you was. And you showed me that I might have been slipping. I didn't remember to tighten up that, such and such or whatever. So that's what women do. They perfect us. They make us more perfect mechanics, life mechanics. And then once you see that you're a master mechanic of that, then that's universal. Now you're a master. You know what I'm saying? Now you're a master. Oh no, I know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that happened between me and my wife. Now you greater than any Kevin Samuels ever could be. Like, oh, I fixed this. Oh, this happened in your relationship, man. Did y'all get a divorce? No, I fixed it. I knew how to fix it. I knew what to do to fix it. Some things had to be replaced. Certain little things that I was doing had to be thrown out, and I had to replace it or whatever. But I fixed it. I still got it. She's still with me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't feel like I had to sell her. You know what I'm saying? Or get rid of her or leave her right there on the freeway because I'm tired of fixing this, tired of this. Saying, but yeah, man, we got to make it make sense. We got to be able to make it relate to down to earth, everyday reality. Because if we can't, then we just some spooky, poetic, romantic scammer that want to sound like a philosopher that want to sound metaphysical. Man, I can't stand that. all this old metaphysical research scholar, scientists. Like, man, what are you doing? What have you done? You know what I'm saying? Have you kept a relationship together? Are you married? Have you stayed with a woman? Like all that old science you got, can you keep a woman? You know what I'm saying? Because that's the foundation of our success. That's the foundation of any nation is family. Do you got a family? I don't want to hear nothing about your metaphysics or your science or your research if you don't know how to keep a woman. You don't know how to keep a family together. So whatever I'm doing, I got a PhD because I've been able to keep a family together. What good is knowing anything if you can't keep people together? You can't keep people together and make them respect you or respect your authority or respect your chain of command, whatever. Even when they disagree, they're not going to leave you. They're not going to say, I'm going to follow Kamala Harris and push P and be independent and I don't need that. What wisdom are you working with? Because if you don't got a family, then you're not wise. If you don't have a family, you're not wise. Period. Don't tell me about being a mechanic and you don't even got a car. You a car mechanic, you an auto mechanic, and you don't got a car. All right. I'll make sure I never go to your shop. Look at all my cats. That's my family. Cats, that little play, the cats. That's my family. I got cats, I got dogs, I got a garden. You know what I'm saying? That's my family. I got a sisterhood. We do sip and paint parties. We feed the homeless. That's not success. Any grafted live germ from original is devil. So our food we eating is devil because it's grafted, and we wonder why we so sick. Absolutely. It's laying up with the devil, and as men, we not looking for female leadership. Oh yeah, right. Talking about old girl, the vice president laying up with a such and such. And as men, we not looking for female leadership. Absolutely. And even if, how could you lead American families and you don't have one? I could see if you was a mother. If you was actually a black mother, then, I would even consider that. And we would have to look at the successful condition of your children, your offspring. So if you produce some offspring that was assets to the world, you know what I'm saying, then I would consider, all right, well, maybe a woman, could try her hand at it. But if you ain't got none of that, like what qualifies you to rule any family or to tell any woman or man or whatever what to do? Yeah, that's absolutely a great point. So Michael Love, wise men know how to simplify the so-called hard things, right? The complicated, complex things. That's our job. Our job is to be that kind of a teacher to our woman. Our woman's job is to be that kind of teacher to our children. Sometimes a man might have enough time and energy to try to teach it directly to his children, but the man is to teach and train, I gotta call it what it is. You got to teach and train your woman to be the helper for you that you need. And she teaches the children how to replicate that and be that for a husband or a wife that they're gonna have when they get older. The man is supposed to be able to train his woman. Train your woman. I ain't no puppy. Train, yeah. Well, if you think you're above being trained by a man, especially your man, then that's why you don't have one. That's why you will never have one. Not a man. You will have a male. You have a boy toy, or adult, but you'll never have a man because a man is absolutely going to train you to be with him. Just like you want a job or you want to be in this business or whatever, you're going to be trained the procedures and policies of this here particular corporation. You're not going to come doing your own thing. No, you're going to get trained. We're going to put you through training and you're going to love it and you're going to brag about it. But let your man who got the natural right to be your trainer and train you tell you that. And he all kind of misogynistic, controlling, possessive, mean, bully, you know what I'm saying? Narcissists, all kind of stuff. You're not saying about that about them Euro corporate men and shit that's training you. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the woman is the first teacher and she is the first nurse. Yep. Yep. But then, you know, the father is the second. So that's why the father is supposed to be there. That's why a woman is supposed to be intelligent enough to know that she's not even supposed to be a mother if she ain't a wife first. So many single women that left a man talking about, I'm a good mother. I'm a good mother. No, how are you a good mother when you're not a wife? You didn't choose good. You didn't choose wisely. You didn't know how to stay with the relationship that you had. L. McLean, L. Matic, man, thank you. I got the Cash App. Thank you for the Cash App and the wrench. Man, much love and appreciation as always. Keeping the lights on for me. The woman is the first teacher. Then where was I at? Yeah, if you didn't stay around to be taught and trained and protected and provided for by your man, then the children ain't gonna know what to do. The man is supposed to kick in after a few years or whatever, but the first teacher is the mother. That's why she's so emotional and sensitive or whatever, because she was just fashioning the whole human life, the soul and the mind, the spirit, the body in her body. So she got to be super hypersensitive, emotionally, spiritually, mentally sensitive to produce human life, to be sensitive to what that baby is feeling and going through. So she has to be the first teacher of the babies. But once the baby get here and starts breathing independently of that umbilical cord and start, you know, seeing what life is about and feeling the atmosphere and feeling, you know, the discomforts of life, then father kicks in and teaches that child defense, self-defense, warfare, the struggles of life. So that's what we lacking. That's what we missing. The first teacher and the first nurse. So he got to keep her alive before she can keep the babies alive, right? She they nurse. She got to be. We got to be able to keep her alive. We got to nurse her brain. We got to maintain, you know, her mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually before she can do that for our children. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's right. Let's exercise this Vlad Impaler demon. Culture vultures. Let's go vulture hunting. What time is it? I'm gonna take a break for a minute, man. I'm gonna take a break so I can eat my one meal a day. That's way past time that I should have been eating. But yeah, I'm gonna come right back after this, and if y'all still here, man, we can get a part 2 going on. Michael Love, fathers also teach the cycle of life because hunting for food is the opposite of birth. Hunting for food is the opposite of birth. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, we'll deal with that when I get back. Much love, appreciate y'all. Campaign Trail Saturday Night Live. Be back in a few.